Our Alien Ancestry and Forgotten Origin, the Out of Australia theory. So, heading back towards Goolabeen territory there. The author of this post is one Evan William Strong, one of the two quote-unquote Strong brothers who are fierce advocates of their own version of an ancient alien theory. I think a worse version of the worst Marvel film. That's what they literally believe is true, but even more bonkers. And I quite like the Eternals. But I'll quote from Evan Strong's Facebook message here. Last night there was a media releases which spoke of the light damage of a sacred stand of original stones due to some type of explosion. It was the outcome of the mining activities of the same company which 2 years earlier blew up a sacred cave at Yukon Gorge. Up our way, time is short because the standing stone site will be legally subdivided and gazetted into residential lots. All over Australia, known sacred sites are being intentionally destroyed, many of which we are actively involved in defending and validating, and regrettably, one of those sites under attack includes the intensive cluster of incredibly important sites that radiate around the Carryong hieroglyphs. We had pulled away from the struggle and ongoing acrimony until reading 2 comments given by the anointed spokesperson for the Darkinjung Lands Council, Barry Duncan, stated as an absolute fact that the Guardian grandmother tree is merely a tourist attraction and is totally lacking in any cultural authenticity. He went on to add that all land under their control was theirs alone to develop as they see fit. That alone is merely repeating what Philip and the invading British preached and stole as their mantra. But that is happening with land council all over the state, with government backing and support. That's just more of the same. But the part about the grandmother tree was a huge step too far. Auntie Bev was our only original mentor when on her country. Every time we looked or ventured an opinion, Auntie Bev was the first and last authority to run past. She told us all about that tree. It was beyond special, and she made it obligatory to give ceremony to the tree before venturing further towards the 300-odd engraved hieroglyphs. She was the last full descent Darkinjung elder, and our only elder when on country. The last ceremony she held was at that tree, which is not a lie or tourist invention, but a sacred, real spirit tree. What this amounted to is calling Auntie Bev a liar about original, sacred and secret business. It is for this reason and insult alone we are putting on this presentation and making one last attempt to stop this desecration. Fighting for this site has been ongoing for well past a decade long. Knowing Nina Angelo has been front and centre throughout, and since even the government has acknowledged with an OAM that she is such a brilliant community negotiator and inspiration, I asked her to gather a few other speakers who could pass on their wisdom, insights and issues faced. To that end, we are extremely honoured to have both Auntie Colleen Fuller and Lisa Bellamy joining Nina in explaining why our sacred area is so important and utterly unique. Our role is simple: to present the most compelling archaeological and historical case, validating what Auntie Bev showed and instructed us in regard to the Carryong site. But just as important is the surrounding archaeology we have seen. The reality is, once all the evidence in the immediate vicinity, along with the 4 pieces of evidence, 3 of which have been validated by an analysis conducted by one of the top laboratories in this country, the real truths about this site are undeniable, he goes on. Carryong's 3 sandstone walls full of engraved hieroglyphs. Auntie Bev was the last initiated elder, but not the last elder. I am a respected elder of the Darkinung mob. I would also like to say that Renee Sales is the granddaughter of Tommy Sales, who was one who formed and named the original Darkinung Land Council, so should be soon acknowledged as an elder. Even though she's young, we should also acknowledge the Guring-gai mob, who are the main original custodians of the Carryong area, even though the name of the mob has been disputed by trolls like the Land Council. Auntie Tracy Howie and Uncle Paul Craig are respected elders and direct descendants of Bungaree, who walk beside us to protect the sacred sites in Carryong and the Greater Central Coast. Auntie Colleen Fuller, see you all soon. Oi, ugh. Wow, so whatever all that nonsense. So the aliens are somehow now involved with the Guring-gai. Wow, just when it couldn't get worse. Now there's aliens involved. Without the aliens' consent, I might add.
At an end, your rule is, and not short enough it will